Drafting with Numot is brought to you by CoolStuffInc.com and GatheringMagic.com. Explore the game.
Hello friends, Numot here again for another edition of Drafting with Numot. This time we have a special event for you. Tempest Remastered has just been officially released online, so this is a culmination of Tempest block cards all in one pack. So you're going to see a lot of sweet old cards from years past, all condensed into one pack. So let's join this queue, and we will bring it back as soon as the draft fires. Okay, draft is a go, and man, we have opened a really nice pack already. So the rare we opened, or I guess mythic now, is the Cursed Scroll. Now this is one of the sweetest cards ever to be printed. Used to go really well in like those red decks and whatnot. This format is a lot about shadow creatures, a lot about value. I don't know, like this pack is insane to me. Cursed Scroll is going to be the pick here, I think. It's just a great limited card. Repeatable damage. Dauthi Marauder, 3/1 shadow creature. Overrun's obviously great. Sultari Monk is excellent. Diabolic Edict. Looters are always good. Staunch Defenders is nice. Sky Shroud Troll is good. If you guys know what this Cursed Scroll does, it's a 1-mana artifact. You can tap 3 and tap it. Name a card. Reveal a card at random from your hand. If it's the name card, Cursed Scroll deals 2 damage to target creature or player. So the further the game goes and the more cards you dump, if you only have 1 card in hand, you're going to hit it every time. Now Overrun might be a better card here in Limited, but this keeps me colorless and it's still very, very good. So we're going to go ahead and take the Cursed Scroll here, see where this leads up to. We're going to probably follow that up with what looks like a Dark Banishing. Doesn't get much better than this. Efficient, cheap, instant, one of the best removal spells in these older formats, although we are passing some decent cards. Sultari Trooper definitely rates to be pretty solid. It's basically a 2/2 shadow, or a 2-power shadow creature when it attacks. Wayward Soul is fine. If somebody's going the Sliver route, it's okay. Dungeon Shade's also pretty good, but don't mind taking the Dark Banishing here. I think it's the best card, certainly. Now, you're going to notice that a lot of the cards that I rate highly aren't as good as they would be nowadays, and that's just, the power level of the cards, the power creep, and as Magic has grown older, the cards have gotten progressively better and better, so gotta take things in perspective. Alrighty, what do we have here? Another decent pack. Dauthi Jackal's pretty nice. 2/1 shadow creature for 3. And then you can sacrifice it to destroy target blocking creature, so pretty decent. Mogg Flunkies is one of my favorites. You can build some really nice aggressive decks, and a 2-mana 3/3 effectively is obviously great. Sift is very good as well. 4-mana, draw 3 cards, discard a card. Some other fine cards here. Hermit Druid used to be insane back in the day. More of a combo piece, definitely not a limited staple, but I think here we either going to take the Jackal, stay black, or take the Mogg Flunkies or the Sift. I think for now we'll just stay black, take the Jackal. It's a little bit awkward. Remember, I passed the 3/1 shadow creature in the first pack, but still think that this rates to be a good pickup. Alright, this time I'll go ahead and take the Mogg Flunkies. If I can pick up, 3 or 4 Mogg Flunkies, I'll be very, very happy. What are we passing? Not too much. Looks like a Mounted Archers is fine. Nothing too amazing. I mean, Rats of Wrath is perfectly fine playable. 2/1 for 2, but we'll take the Flunk here. In conjunction with Cursed Scroll, I'm looking to pick up, the cheap cards. Okay, follow that up with... Well, not a very good pack for me, although it's okay. This card's serviceable if you really need, although it's clearly not amazing. I think we're probably just going to end up taking the Furnace Brood here. Other cards I really like. Pegasus Stampede. As the game progresses, or you're in top deck mode and it's late, this card just turns into a bunch of 1/1 flyers. So buyback is one of the mechanics of the set. Buyback, you pay an additional cost as you cast the spell, and you get the card back into your hand. So in this case, it's sacrificing a land. So you can pay 1 white, 1 colorless, sacrifice a land, get a 1/1, and then get this back in your hand. Similarly, Whispers of the Muse, buyback 5, Seething Anger, buyback 3. We'll just take the 3/3 for 4. Hill Giants are perfectly acceptable in this in these older formats. Ooh, really good pack. Think I have to lead here with the Dauthi Slayer, but I am passing another Mogg Flunkies. 2/2 shadow creature for 2. Attacks each turn of Able. Keeps us in black. Again, I would not mind taking another Mogg Flunkies here. These cards obviously get better in multiples. It can't attack or block alone, but if you have 2 Mogg Flunkies, then you can attack with both of them. So, something to note. Spike creatures are pretty funny. They come into play with counters, and then you can move counters to and fro. All the Encore creatures are generally pretty playable, but we'll just take the Slayer here. Happy about that. Black-red aggressive decks are quite nice in this format, so I'm not upset at all that we're going down this path. Alright, another pretty solid pack, honestly. Everything looks moderately playable here. Maybe not Sky Shaper or Gaseous form, but so I could take the 1-mana 2/2 zombie. This is a good card, but not good for us, obviously. Craven Giant's honestly fine, and Conscripts is surprisingly decent as well. I think I'm going to take the Sarcomancy here over the Conscripts. It has the potential to deal me more damage, but it's more likely to be able to attack every turn, so just varying 1/1 2/2 or 1-mana 2/2s. Plus, it looks like we're going to be heavier black anyways, especially since I have the Dauthi Slayer. Okay. It's a decent pack again. Here I'm going to take the Dungeon Shade over the Sandstone Warrior, even though I think the Shade is... Well, actually they're pretty on par, but again, we're going to be heavier black, so the Shade's going to rate to be a little bit better. A Spineworm is great in this format. You know, generally these type of creatures don't pass the bill as good these days. Like, this is just Feral Krushock, which is fine in Dragon's block, but in these blocks it's great. There's not much bigger. Happy to take a Maniacal Rage here. Yeah, in these type of decks, this is surprisingly good. Removal is a lot less effective. Well, no, that's not true. Removal is more effective, but generally it's worse. Let's put it that way. Could take a Reanimate. Reanimate generally rates to be pretty good in these type of decks as well, just because, like, getting black Mogg Flunkies is pretty solid. Coiled Tin Viper and Death's Duet, just okay. We'll go ahead and take the Reanimate. Really liking how we're starting this draft so far. Now, there are some very, very strong cards that you can open in this format. Rolling Thunder, Fanning the Flame, Searing Touch, Evankar's Justice. These are cards just in black-red that I'm talking about right now. I mean, obviously we passed Overrun, which is one of the best good green cards, but yeah, Stun seems fine. So far we've got mono playables. I mean, I wouldn't necessarily like to run Stun, but at the very worst case scenario, you know, you can cycle it. Assuming there's a creature on the battlefield. Didn't wheel any of the other Mogg Flunkies, which makes me sad. I mean, I would play 10 Mogg Flunkies. Just 2-mana 3/3. Okay, got back the Mogg Maniac. Not as good as Mogg Flunkies, but you know, if I can put a Maniacal Rage on this, it's perfectly fine. Not amazing. Also gets super annoying for the opponent to block with it. Curse Flesh, main deckable for sure. A lot of X1s in this format, and well, this is a 1-mana way to deal with them. Again, we're looking to be fairly low curve since I took the Curse Scroll. But obviously, if I open Flame Wave, we're just jamming it. Which is awkward because Flame Wave is a triple red card, but it is certainly a bomb. Ooh, okay, this is another solid pack for sure. So Kezzerdrix is going to be my pick here, but we're passing Avenging Angel, Fighting Drake, Mana Leak, Trained Armadons, another Siltari Trooper. 4/4 first strike for 4. I mean, yeah, if the opponent doesn't have any creatures, it's dealing 4 to me, but if the opponent doesn't have any creatures, then I'm probably in pretty good shape. Both of these flyers are really solid. And some other fine cards in this pack. Happy to take a Kezzerdrix, though. Ooh, okay, wow. Wow. So this is one of the best blue uncommons in the set. Any pinger is obviously great, and if you've played with Prodigal Sorcerer back way in the day, then you know the power of Rootwater Hunter. Passing a Searing Touch here as well, I think. 1 red, 4 to buy back. It deals 1 damage to target creature player. So in a prolonged game, this just ping, 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 ping. Another nice one is Carnophage, 1 mana 2/2. Dark Banishing again here. Lab Rats is pretty funny in a long game as well, just perpetual 1/1s. Searing Touch versus Dark Banishing. You know, I think I'm actually going to take the Dark Banishing again here. I think generally it's just going to be a little bit better. This has a better top end, you know, a better ceiling, I guess. But on average, I think the Dark Banishing is going to be a little bit better. Hopefully we wheel the Carnophage or the Lab Rats, because we're certainly not wheeling the Searing Touch. Honestly, I don't have to be red yet. We can just stick to black for now. I guess that makes it easy for me. Flowstone Wyvern is definitely a good pickup here. Gonna take that over the Dauthi Jackal number 2. 3/3 flyer for 5 in red. You know, in this kind of limited, or back when this set was printed, a 5 mana 3/3 flyer was just great in any color. And then the fact that I can turn this into a 5/1 flyer by paying a single red is really nice. So go ahead and take that. I would consider this a pseudo bomb, especially for red. So I'm liking our deck so far. Need to pick up some more creatures, but we have a lot of removal. Certainly. Cursed Scroll, Cursed Flesh, double Dark Banishing, even the Dauthi Jackal can be a pseudo removal spell. Looks like we're taking a pretty easy Acidic Sliver here. This card. Can't really beat this card. I like the art that they have for this one, though. First strike, pro black, pro red. Yeah, it's going to do some work against us, but not going to hate on it here. We have too many good options. Serpent Warrior, 3/3 for 3. Flowstone Blade is good removal. Acidic Sliver is just value and removal. Hopefully we don't have to play up against the Paladin in back. But even if we do, we have flyers and shadow creatures to get around it. And a Cursed Scroll. Cursed Scroll can deal with it. Looking really nice so far. Didn't pick up any of the insane uncommons yet, but that's okay. The thing is, when a set is so fresh and so new, and not many people have had a chance to play with it. In fact, this might be the first. This might be the first Tempest draft online, because I joined right after the downtime. People don't know how to rate cards, generally speaking, unless they've played the format before. Like, cards like Telethopter Squadron are great. Cannibalize is pretty good. Wind Dancer is very solid. Carnophage, Deathstroke, both fine. Fury is one of the best green commons. Seething Anger is perfectly good too, especially in conjunction with shadow creatures or flyers. Right? You can just 6 them out of nowhere. I think I'm going to go ahead and take the Telethopter Squadron here. Although I could see taking Carnophage and just, again, going lower. In fact, maybe that's what I'm going to do here. I'm going to go cheap and aggressive and take the Carnophage over the Telethopter Squadron. Go the Suicide Black route. A lot of, insane white going around. But I'm going to ignore it here. I think I'm going to ignore it anyways. I could take some of the white cards here. Again, we're not really locked into red, but I think Fugue is good enough. Perfectly good top end. Target player discards 3 cards, so this could just be back-breaking. Ooh, wow, another nice pack. Gonna take the Bombardment here. Man, now I really want to take Lab Rats if possible, because it's just great with that. So it looks like white was super open. I could have been like white-black, shadow creatures. The only problem is my mana base would have been really sketchy. When you're white-black, you have a lot of double-colored cards, right? We'd have conflicting 2-drops and whatnot. I would not mind playing any of these 3 cards, by the way. But I'm gonna take the Bombardment here. Happy to take it to Vampire Hounds. So maybe red wasn't the thing to be in, but black was certainly a fine choice here. Just take another creature. I don't have any sorceries that are too good, just the Fugue, but it's unlikely you're going to need to Fugue your opponent twice. You know, the nice thing is we still have another pack to go. Nice, we did it. We still have another pack to go to fill out the deck and get rid of some of our worst cards. So here's the combo I was talking about. Lab Rats with Goblin Bombardment is like it's like a slow Searing Touch, but I mean it gives you the tokens as well, right? So I'm liking where we're sitting. I like it a lot. Alright, some filler cards. I'm still open to cutting red if we just get plenty of black cards in the last pack. Wouldn't mind just picking up like 4 Carnophages, another Slayer, or something like that. Alright, let's see what we open. There's the chance that you can always just open some money like Wasteland. Cracklin is not a Wasteland. So 2 good options here for us. Lightning Blast and Sky Shroud Vampire, both very solid. 3/3 flyer, again, discard a card. Discard a creature card, Sky Shroud Vampire gets +2/+2 until end of turn, so it can easily close out the game. I think I'd rather take the Lightning Blast here, though. It's close, both of them are great, but we'll go with the burn, the direct damage. Passing a Cracklin and a Counterspell and some other random cards. Let's see if we can get some Insanos. Alright, not too shabby. Another nice pack for white, Shaman and Core, Angelic Protector. The 2-card combo actually in the pack itself. We have Searing Touch, Carnophage, Diabolic Edict, Flowstone Blade, Lowland Giant. I think I'm just going to take another Carnophage here. I still need some early drop creatures. I have plenty of removal now, and if I can just drop some early creatures and remove all of their threats, this should be an easy game. Another Flowstone Wyvern here, it looks like. A little bit heavy on the top end, but not too upset about that. Ooh, well, there it is. There's one of the best uncommons in the set, Evankar's Justice. 2 black, 2 colorless, sorcery. It deals 2 damage to each creature and each player, and then you can buy it back for 3, so just wham, wham, wham. Passing a Dauthi Horror here, which might actually be better for the deck, but this is just the better card. Actually, now I'm really tempted to take the Dauthi Horror. Like, my deck doesn't really want the Okay, this is probably incorrect, but I think the Dauthi Horror here is better than the Justice in my deck, which is completely absurd. This is almost certainly wrong, but I'm gonna do it. Do as I say, not as I do. Do as I say, not as I do. At this point, I probably cut the Cursed Flesh. Probably cut the Reanimate. Maybe cut the Telethopter. Could even consider cutting Fugue. I don't know, these Wyverns are very, very good. Yeah, Fugue's very good too. Alright, well. Necro here seems pretty nice. So you cast this at the end of your turn. It's 5 mana, but you can draw 1,000,000 cards. Yep, we're going to take that. So instead of making our opponents discard, we are going to draw cards. Seems nice. This is pretty close to the Suicide Black deck. We have Sarcomancy, Double Carnophage, the Necro. What am I looking for? What am I looking for? Any of these cards? Man, this card is insane. If you've never had the chance to play with Core Chant, it's basically a 2-for-1. Consider it Channel of Harm on steroids. I don't know, Allurin might actually be worth some money. There are a lot of money cards in this format. Nope, Allurin is not worth anything. Alright, 3/2 flyer first strike, or a 2-mana 2/1 with Mountain Walk. Both are fine pickups. Again, I think the Wyvern is definitely the better card, but I want a low curve, so we're going to take the Wildcat. Ooh, nice. Renegade Warlord is very solid. As is Mogg Fanatic. It's obviously a lot worse with damage not on the stack anymore, but it's still a fine duder. 3/3 first strike for 5. Whenever it attacks, each other attacking creature gets +1/+0 until end of turn. Just as a 3/3 first strike in these older formats, it basically beats most things in combat already, so happy to pick that up. I'm gonna hate on the Siltari Priest here. Somebody had a really nice white deck, and it wasn't me. Or at least somebody could have potentially had a really nice white deck. Need to make 2 cuts here. Probably cut Tin Viper. I might have to cut one of these 5. This is way too many top-end cards. But they're all so good, is the thing. I think we're just going to hate on a Bottle Gnomes here. We're not going to play another Dungeon Shade. In fact, I might even cut the first one now. Um, 10-7 or 9-8. It's probably got to be 10-7 in favor of black. I mean, what I could do is I could go like this. Man, is there any chance I can cut the other Wyvern? It seems insane to me. Could just cut the Necro. Go like that. Maybe that's better. Maybe I don't want to go too much suicide. And running 10-7 makes the Shade a lot better too. Interesting choices for sure. Alrighty. Am I going to play Lowland Giant? The double red's awkward. I think we're just going to take an Angelic Protector. The white is scary. The white is scary. I don't know. I think our deck's good enough to get through it all. Junkie Trunk. Ooh, another... Well... Conscripts is awkward, but I think we take it and then maybe like cut the Dungeon Shade, run 9-8. Yeah, all right, we'll run 9-8 now. This is my type of deck for sure. Considering running Cursed Flesh, considering running Stun, Fugue. Lots of good options in the sideboard here. Even Death's Duet is fine. Actually, there's probably a better card than Furnace Brood in my sideboard, maybe? Maybe not. Actually, you know what? Telethopter might be a little bit better than Furnace Brood here. Because what I can do is, once the Carnophages can't attack in, I can just tap them in response to their trigger, give the Telethopter flying. So that way they're at least useful in some way. It's not a bad plan. Like I said before, though, 3/3 Hill Giants in this format are perfectly fine. But I think that's a better play. Yeah, this deck looks really solid to me. So our creature count is a little bit misleading, actually, because remember, we have both the Sarcomancy and the Lab Rats to produce additional creatures. In fact, Lab Rats can produce multiple additional creatures. Alright, yep, let's do this. So this looks like a pretty sweet red-black Tempest Remastered draft deck. And yeah, we'll ship this and see it back for round 1. Thanks for tuning in.
Thank you for watching Drafting with Numot. If you haven't already subscribed to Gathering Magic, you can do so to receive news of upcoming videos and discover new content. You can also check out our playlist that contains every episode of Drafting with Numot. And don't forget, you can easily watch the next video by clicking on the annotation on screen or a direct link in the video's description box. And as always, thanks for watching.